Well, this night ended dramatically. Let me explain to you what I just saw, and really interested in your opinion about this. It's late night cocktail cam, everybody, and I made it past midnight. It's 1:16 in the morning. Staying up late. I am just getting back to my cabin at the end of the night and starting my transfer of the video files, and I want to tell you about the whole day and then tell you about what just happened like half an hour ago. First of all, I had several conversations with crew today, and on this cruise there's around 400 passengers. I asked two different crew members and neither one of them told me an exact number, but they said it's around 400, so that's not a lot. And they said that up until New Year's it was more, and then since New Year's it's been like significantly less. So I don't know if that's like a school holiday thing, you know, like a school vacation thing, or if it has to do with the situation. I don't know. 400 passengers on a ship like this is really not a lot. And because of that, I feel like, or it seems to me like they're overstaffed. There's a lot of crew for not a lot of guests. One way that became obvious to me today is when I was eating lunch in the buffet, the table next to me was empty. You know, there's like spaced out, so there's not, I mean, with this many people, there doesn't have to be a bunch of tables sitting next to each other, but still, when you sit down at one table, then the table next to you is like automatically closed, basically. And while I was having my lunch, and I mean, I was there for maybe 45 minutes, but 3 different people came to wipe down this table next to me that nobody had been at since I had been there. And I'm not complaining about this. People might think I'm complaining about this. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating what happened, that while I was sitting there, 3 different people came to wipe this empty table that nobody had been sitting at. And I think because, one, like I said, it's because they're overstaffed and these people are, you know, standing around with nothing to do. And I'm sure that they're, you know, trying to stay busy, and they have to look busy, or, you know, their position might get cut. You know, from a managerial standpoint, if you realize, all right, I've got a lot of employees standing around here and there's not a lot of work to do, then if you can, you cut them to save costs. I understand that. So I'm sure that there's also a lot of these employees trying to look busy, and that's why within 45 minutes, 3 people came to wipe down an empty table that hadn't been used. Later this afternoon, I went to the indoor pool area, which is kind of like, in a way, it's like the outdoor pool area, because the outdoor pool area at the very back of the ship, there's no, you know, no activities happen there, at least hasn't been that way yet. And I wanted to take the dance class, and then following the dance class is aerobics. I thought it'd be fun to just move and sweat a little bit. So I took the cha-cha class, and it was very simple. It was okay. And then the aerobics class was canceled because nobody showed up. I was the only person who was interested. So I ended up getting in the indoor pool, and the indoor pool is like 2.5 feet deep. Like, you know, I'm a short guy, and the deepest it gets is my belly button. So I'm 5'5", and the deepest the pool gets is my belly button. It's like 1 step above a wading pool, and that is the main indoor pool. That's how it is here on the Costa Luminosa. Don't take that as me complaining. It's just me telling you how it is. If I were to say it completely without emotion, then I would seem like, you know, a news person saying,
"The indoor pool on the Costa Luminosa is 2.5 feet deep."
But that's not what you're here for. At least I don't think that's what you're here for. Here's another thing that really surprised me that I found out today, that I don't know if I didn't know it, or more likely one of you told me this and I forgot. But on Costa, at least on this cruise, there is no buffet for dinner. It's closed. So your options are the main dining room or something else that you pay for. Room service, one of the specialty restaurants. There is no buffet option for dinner, which surprised me tonight because I wasn't necessarily into the menu in the main dining room, and I thought, okay, good. Well, then tonight will be the night, at least one night, that I go to the buffet for dinner, and then there was no buffet. So I ended up going to the main dining room, and it was okay. One thing that I'm noticing is that the presentation has definitely been better than on, let's say, MSC, the other Italian cruise line that I have experience with. The wines, however, the wines are not really good. The wines are very simple wines with very one-dimensional wines. And within my drink package, there is, every night there's a Cabernet, a Merlot, and a Nero Diavolo. And I tried all three of them last night and all three of them tonight, and the same ones last night as tonight. But the main focus of the flavor is like bitter acid. You know, the kind of wine that you take a sip of it and you immediately know, if I have 2 glasses of this, I'm going to be up all night with heartburn. So that is me complaining a little bit, but for the price of this cruise and the price of the drink package, I mean, it's not like I could be expecting something super fantastic. It is what it is. Okay, now I want to get to what just happened just shortly before I came up here to hit the sack for the night. Every night at midnight is when the party starts happening in the disco, in the dance club. And I didn't make it there last night. I went to bed. If you watched yesterday's video, you know I went to bed very early. So today I planned my day around staying up late, including having a later lunch, having a later dinner, taking a long nap in the afternoon. I scheduled it all around being able to stay up later so I could go and see what this late night party is like. I also went to the show tonight with a very interesting dance and sort of circus arts duo who did pretty entertaining, about, I think, 35-minute show. After that, I played a little bit in the casino and went to one of the other bars, and then I went to the disco. So in the disco, not a lot of people there. I'm sure I was talking with another crew member who was like, yeah, this is really strange. Usually at this time of night on these cruises, this party is like packed full and a lot of energy, and it was not like that at all. In fact, the only group of people on the dance floor was a group of teenagers and children. There is no kids club events on this cruise. I told you in the very first video that they handed us out a thing saying that the kids club is canceled, but there is a teens meeting every day. It's called Friends of Teens. I've seen it on the plan, and so they meet to play like ping pong, they meet to play basketball, stuff like that. And so there is a little community of young people on the ship. Let's say it's like 12 kids that I've seen sort of navigating around the ship, and I'm going to say they're in ages between 8 and let's say 17. So they were the only people on the dance floor in the disco. It's a relatively small dance floor the way this is set up. And then I'm not going to describe anything about him other than say that this is a male identifying person, probably about my age, who also joined the dance floor. Exactly what he looked like, exactly what he was wearing, I guess that shouldn't make a difference for this story, so I'm going to leave it out. So he's on the dance floor too, and it's him and this group of, let's say, teens and children. And already his body language was a little bit odd. It was obvious that he was very drunk. And it just was immediately uncomfortable. So other than the teens and this guy, there's a couple couples over here and me and a couple couples over there. And then in all these booths and seats are like the parents of these young people. And immediately when he got on the dance floor, I noticed the tension next to me because I think there was something strange about this picture. And this guy kept dancing closer and closer to the kids, and then eventually, I'm just going to call them kids. These kids are standing in a circle, and eventually this adult man who has no relation to any of these kids is standing in the middle of the kids and dancing. At that point, one of the moms of the kids goes up and she takes her kids off the dance floor. This guy, I don't know if he noticed it or whatever. Anyways, he moves away again back to the non-populated side of the dance floor, let's say that. Then a little bit of time goes by and those kids go back on the dance floor, and these are the youngest kids. So it's a little girl, she's probably 8 years old, and a little boy, he's probably like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. And as soon as this little girl goes back on the dance floor, this guy starts wandering back towards the kids. And then he's in the middle of the circle of kids again, and he reaches out his hand toward the girl to sort of dance with her. And then the mom and the dad of the girl quickly get up, go over there, and they push him away from the group of kids, and quickly escalates into almost a fist fight. That's the situation, and so at this moment I would like to hear what you think of this situation, how you would react if it was your kid, and how you feel like it is with you as an adult. And now I'm going to tell you how I feel about it right after this commercial break. I feel like if he had no connection to any of these young people, especially this little girl, then he has no business dancing with them. Not their generation, not related to them, should not be dancing with them. Can be on the dance floor, no problem. Should be, if the kids are over here, he should be over there. Then, if the little girl, for some reason, thinks, oh, this guy's funny, I want to dance with him, then I feel like he should have at least not touched her, or, somehow found a way to connect with the parents and be like, oh, your little girl's dancing with me, is this okay? Okay, let's be honest. First of all, you just don't get in that situation, right? And if the parent, or any other adult for that matter, or one of these young people gives you a sign that you're not welcome there, then that means time to go, right? So the mom and the dad of this little girl get up there, they're pushing him away, and he's arguing with them like, hey, what's the problem? We're just dancing. We're just having fun. It's a dance club. We're here to dance. And yeah, all of a sudden then, so music goes off, the lights go on, all the bar staff surround these people, separating them from each other. And this dude, instead of apologizing and being like, okay, I'm sorry, you're right, I'm sorry, I was wrong, please accept my apology, I'm a little bit, tipsy, I didn't mean any harm, I'm going to bed now, forgive me. He was like arguing with them, arguing with the parents, arguing with the staff, just really odd. I was like, dude, just call it a day. There's no reason to argue about this. Just call it a day. But he would not give up, and then there was like an officer came in, and he's arguing with the officer. I think he even pushed the officer. No, I don't think. I saw it. He put his hand like on the officer's head, and I don't know if he was demonstrating what the dad did to him, but it seemed weird to me. I wouldn't be surprised if, well, tomorrow's a sea day. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't see this guy on the cruise anymore. Actually, I will be surprised if I do see him, and I will let you know. But yeah, so the party was then over. So they turned on the lights, they shut off the music, and then, yeah, everybody was like, okay, so what's happening now? And then after about 20 minutes, they closed the bar, and party was over. And now we came back up here. So that's what I stayed up late for. And that is your late night cocktail cam. Tomorrow's a sea day. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but I am sure that in just a couple days, there will be another video from this ship on this channel, the Very Unofficial Travel Guides, and I'm so looking forward to bringing it to you. So make sure you're subscribed and check that notification button, and I'll see you soon. Good night.